Well, it was September that we found out that I was pregnant, even though we'd gone through all of the birth control to try to prevent it. Not because we didn't want a third child, just that it was not right timing for it at that time. But when we found out, we had to go through the normal blood test. And we found out through the normal blood test about a month after I knew I was pregnant that I had colon cancer. And that it was after doing some testing on that and having to do a colonoscopy, they found out that it was in the third stage because it had gone through the wall of my colon and was heading towards my liver. And at that point, the doctors had said that my pregnancy, without a doubt, saved my life, because without the diagnosis at that point, it would have been too late to do anything about it. And I remember the most difficult time throughout my ordeal with the colon cancer and being pregnant was after you got all the opinions from the doctors, some saying to abort to save your own life, some saying you can do it, you just have to do a different protocol, some saying if you delay it, it's going to decrease you by 20%, all saying that the chemo would penetrate into the fetus. So we knew that at the time. And I think at that time when we decided to try to save us both, the most difficult decision was going forth and trying to save my life too, knowing it could harm the baby. I know now that life is just precious, that it could reoccur on me any moment. But I'm sure as heck going to experience as much as I can of life, because it could happen to anybody. But I think it can be an opportunity to give back, first of all, to those people that are going through it. And second of all, just an opportunity to live life to the fullest, because you don't know what's going to happen. So take advantage of what you've been through. I wouldn't wallow in self-pity of what you've been through. Just take advantage and do those things that you've always said you wanted to do. Don't put them off. Do them now, especially if you've got kids. Do them with the kids. I'll get calls all the time from people, would you mind talking to a friend of mine who's going through it, or would you mind talking to somebody whose daughter was just diagnosed with leukemia? Because I think they do feel safe talking to you, because you already did go through that. And you can tell them the first year is going to be hell. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The first year is going to be hell. And call me all the time, but it does get better. After a period of time, a day will go by or an hour will go by, you won't think about it. Then 2 hours. Then there'll be a day you may not even think about it. Very rarely does more than a day go by. You don't at least think about it. But it's very comforting to talk to somebody else too. And now being from the perspective of helping somebody else go through it, it's just really comforting. My name is Laura Tate. I'm 41 years old and I am a colon cancer survivor.